Ryan Hoover, Weichert Realtors, the 515 agency. Today I want to talk about the appraisal. Every purchase agreement has a contingency in it that consists of the appraisal. Okay, uh, you've probably heard of the appraisal, right? There's values on a property that everybody discusses, and there's really three of them. There is an appraised value. The appraised value is the value that the third-party appraiser puts on your property while you're going through the buying process. Most times while you're going through the buying process as an appraisal is done. This is to protect the lender in the case that they know that the property you're purchasing and the property that they're lending on carries the value that you actually purchased it for. All right. There's another value that is the assessed value. Okay. The assessed value is the value that the county or city you're in puts on your property, and this value is pretty much for tax purposes. What we generally see is that assessed value can come through anywhere from 65 to 95% of the actual value. So don't get too caught up in your assessed value in believing that assessed value is actually market value for your property. The third value that we talk about is actually market value, right? What is the market value of your home? What is the price that someone is willing to pay today for your house? So those are really the three different values. The appraised value, though, is the one we focus on during the home buying process and the purchase agreement references. Okay, so some things you need to know about the appraised value. The contingency states in the contract, and it protects the buyer, that if the property does not appraise for the value of the purchase agreement, the buyer has the opportunity to rescind the offer or go back and renegotiate the price to meet the appraised value. Okay, this is a really good option for that buyer. That if, let's say, for example, we purchased the home for $300,000 and the appraised value actually comes in at $295,000. Okay, you have the opportunity as the buyer to go to the seller and request that we lower the purchase price to $295,000. If the seller says yes, then all is good. Purchase agreement can move forward as usual, right? If the seller says no, we're at a crossroads. Now the buyer has the opportunity to potentially bring an extra $5,000 or the difference from the appraised value to the purchase price to the closing. That is a situation where you'd want to discuss with your lender what your opportunities are there. But that's an opportunity that is mainly had by that buyer if the appraised value doesn't happen. The other thing is if the appraised value does not meet the purchase value, that buyer can, at the end of the day, get out of that purchase agreement. So the appraised value is very important. We always say make sure that appraised contingency is always a part of any purchase agreement we are doing, unless it's a cash deal. If it's a cash deal, it's not as big a deal. But if you have any deal that's financed and you're moving forward with a purchase agreement, make sure that the appraisal contingency is included in that offer. Have a good day.